Despite high-level diplomats and international organizations condemning the siege on Gaza and calling the situation one of the worst man-made humanitarian catastrophes in the world, the majority of the American people remain uninformed about the crisis, and many point the finger to the bias in the U.S. mainstream media.
The U.S. mainstream news media, which is the source of most of the information the general public gets about the Middle East and the Israel-Palestine conflict, has systematically miseducated the American public on this subject. This is a function, of course, of U.S. foreign policy. Especially since the 1967 war, the U.S. government has systematically moved toward ever greater support for the Israeli occupation.
In March of this year, PressTv asked people on the street what they thought about the Gaza siege.
I don't know what's happening.
Sorry.
You can't give us any comments at all?
I can't give you any comments because I don't know anything.
Okay, I can't comment on that.
I don't really have a comment.
And I'm out of current events right now, unfortunately, so I don't have any comment.
So we tried asking the same question again in December. Can I get your thoughts on the siege in Gaza?
No, know what you're talking about.
Not right now.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know enough about it to make an informed comment.
Sorry.
And journalists from progressive and international stations agree that the problem lies with the skewed information or lack of information the American people are being fed about what is happening in Gaza.
Unfortunately, I can't turn on the TV or I can't open the newspaper down the street and look for the information. It's just not there.
Americans have been fed a steady diet of pro-Israel public relations material for many decades now. So certainly Americans have a better impression of Israel than they do of the Arabs or the Palestinians.
Amira, a former journalist for the federally funded Voice of America, says the one-sided reports on the Gaza siege comes as no surprise.
Not surprising at all that the humanitarian crisis in Gaza and the West Bank are not even seen in the American media outlet.
However, despite the mainstream media, there are progressive outlets covering the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, such as Amy Goodman's Democracy Now!, Counterpunch, The Nation, and the Information Clearinghouse.
We have a correspondent in Gaza who's excellent. He's award-winning correspondent Mohammed Omer, and he is a wonderful source to understand what's going on. Also, again, I have to turn to Europe and to the alternative media, independent media, to understand. Of course, the beauty now is the Internet.
As the media blackout in mainstream news towards covering the crisis on the ground holds, the quest for informing the American people remains an uphill struggle for organizations looking to educate the misinformed. Jahan Hafiz, Press TV, Washington.